God and the Emperor, which you could easily kind of like fit in with Warhammer. But it also has a bit of a sense of kind of like Nazi kind of music about it.
I definitely think I spelled
music.
this wrong anyway, because I found a software development company.
So no, because that's not what he said.
Yeah.
And another one which is kind of like not as heavy as what the Contradiction, where it just seems to be it's all music kind of thing, and this is just all about it's mainly about the Thousand Sons Legion and Magnus the Red, and it's a guy from what I can see playing guitar. It's mainly just it's kind of like Satriani stuff. Well, a bit heavier. It's good. It wouldn't be my kind of cup of tea, but that seems to be, some of the songs are a rubric of Ammerman, and there was one of the songs that I heard that mustn't be from that album, where it was about the City of Light, and there was a song about Siege as well, it's weird coming across all those things when you're into Warhammer. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And another band who seem to be only have one album out called Imperium, which are a little bit more kind of like atmospheric black metal, which I'd actually rated very good as well. Their album is called God Emperor. And they have a song on it called Night Haunter, which would be about your friend Mark.
Okay.
Jen, you mean?
Yes, it's Jen is Conrad Cruz, the Night Haunter.
Fair enough.
Not many people know, but they are more atmospheric as well. They're not as heavy. But one of the better ones that I've come across, that they have to,
during your
really have to.
Period.
Spider-Man. What? Spider-Man? What?
You've come across.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh, it's Spider-Man. All right.
Would that be the one band you'd recommend? Like, say you had one or two, you could recommend one or two Warhammer bands for people after this to go off and listen to. Which ones would those be?
Debauchery and Heavy Metal Kids. They're a Russian band who only sing about Warhammer, and they are fucking. I only literally before we started recording, I came across them by mistake. They are fucking amazing. They have like songs about all the different people. They have like songs about the World Eaters. They just seem to cover absolutely everything.
That's really cool.
And they sing in Russian, but the whole thing with them is that they have the translation up. But they're really, 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 really good. And I suppose it's because they're such a niche kind of thing then as well around Warhammer. They're not going to, probably a lot of people.
They're not going to diverge too much into other things.
Yeah, and as well because they're Russian, so they're not up there. Because when you Google kind of like about kind of like Warhammer bands, they don't really come up at all when you see people talking about it. It's always Bolt Thrower and Debauchery, and for some strange reason, and Al Natrak, who are I think they're more of an experimental metal band because they're just a mixture of like black metal, death metal, industrial metal. They've been around for years. And they're like, if you don't like fucking Bolt Thrower, if you think Bolt Thrower is heavy, you won't be able to listen to Al Natrak. They're like about as extreme as it comes. But they did one album that people seem to associate with Warhammer 40k. But like even on their last album, A New Kind of Horror, they had a song on it called "We Are Going to Fucking Kill You."
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a promise?
Is that a promise, a threat, or a reward?
Yes,
maybe all.
Oh, yeah, all three.
And they're all this kind of genre quite strong in their like titles and stuff. Are they very,
one of their associated acts is called Fuck Pig.
Nice.
Good old Fuck Pig.
Yeah.
They've booked him for weddings.
Their lead singer, what is his name? Fucking David Cameron.
Yeah.
I was going to say James Cameron, and I was like, no.
That's
a completely different Cameron.
Well, one of their track, you just brought up their track listings. One of them is "Mother is Satan." That just sounds like Mrs. Doyle. Mother is Satan.
Oh, they don't have their new album up on the Wikipedia, though. They only have their last one last.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Total fucking necro. Nice, a compilation album.
Yeah.
That's their easy smooth jazz album.
Yeah. Total fucking
Oh
necro.
no, it was on The Whole of Law is the one that we have. We Will Fucking Kill You. Although I thought that was on the last one. I don't know. But they kind of like they sing about everything and like just hatred for humanity, and I kind of got in because I thought that there was a lot of The Whole of the Law with the whole crowd.
Like I said, I didn't listen to too many, but it sounds like most of all of these bands like take up the position of against humanity, even though they're humanity. You think so, at least one of the bands would go, yeah, let's go with the human side of this war against demons.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think the only ones I kind of did were D-Rock, and they were kind of terrible. Whereas the rest of them are pretty much, kind of. But the bad guys, they're more interesting. And are they really the bad? Is Chaos really the baddie in Warhammer, or is it like Mankind and the Emperor?
Well, it's a reflection of everyone. So if the Chaos is bad, it just shows that everyone else is bad too, and everyone else is assholes as well. But like just once, I'd like someone to go, okay, we're going to make a Warhammer band. Oh, is it going to be about Chaos? No. Oh, it's going to be about the Emperor. No, it's actually going to be about Emperor. What? Like orcs? Nope, none of those things. We're going to do one about the Tau.
Yeah, no one's going to do that.
No.
It's the most boring album ever. It's for the greater good.
It's just one guy playing like an acoustic guitar in the corner.
With no one paying attention to it. I suppose. But yeah, I suppose that's our in-depth kind of like look at it, kind of like there's hardly anyone really in it. There's something.
Yeah, before we actually went into it, I honestly thought there was going to be much more like bands and or even just like songs, even just standalone songs. I expected, because with most subcultures there is, but it does seem to be like this one is just locked into death metal for whatever reason. Maybe it was its roots or something like that, because but you kind of start off kind of smaller than it is now. So I don't know.
Well, I suppose it is the thing as well. You look at kind of like people who are into Warhammer tend to be into metal for some reason.
Huge.
But I tell you, it is the thing after that, because I've recently got into kind of like making electronic music and stuff. I'm going to make an EP that's themed around Warhammer, but it will be the demons.
But it'll be the demons, but with electronic music. So, you'll have different synthesizers and sounds for the different gods. So Zinch will have one, and Korn will have one, Slanesh will have one, and Nurgle will have one. Yeah,
Slanesh will be real kind of like, it'll be nearly like, that song in fucking It's Always Sunny. Not Dayman, but the thing when Mac comes in. He's like,
I'm assuming like Zinch's one will be like that song at the end of Step Brothers.
No, it's going to be like the Sonic the Hedgehog theme tune.
Fair enough. Is that because Zinch is also blue?
Yeah, and he's very fast.
Yeah. And he
likes coins.
Those are his only tricks. Maybe Zinch is Sonic.
This is just putting people off Warhammer. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? So this is going to be gritty. But yeah, so that's that.
Oh, great Odin's Raven! Oh, another recommendation from you, Jen, this week.
Yes. Now, I am very passionate about this singer. I've actually known about him since before he became famous. First time I saw him, his name is Ryan Sheridan. The first time I saw him...
Has it changed since then? The first thing I saw him was that. Then he decided to go by a little symbol like Prince, was it?
So his name is Ryan Sheridan, and I first saw him in, I believe it was 2009, on Grafton Street in Dublin. And he had this small crowd around him, a guy sitting on what looked to me like just a wooden box. He had a guitar in hand, a cap on his head, and he was singing. And he just had
I'm assuming he was also naked by this description, because you talked about the cap but nothing else. So.
The cap is iconic to Ryan Sheridan. It's something that he always wears.
Fair enough.
Well, at least 90% of the time anyway. But yeah, so since then I've been following him fairly closely. Have to say I kind of low-key fancy him, to be fair. But yeah, the first time I saw him, as I said, was in Dublin, and then I just decided to kind of listen to a bit of his music. So started listening to it on YouTube, and then before long, he kind of got famous fairly quick, to be fair. I saw him once in the Forum. And
for anyone who's not local,
it's a local venue in Waterford. I also saw him in Dublin. He was headlining for, I believe it was
who?
So I believe it was Taylor Swift.
Okay.
As far as I can remember.
He was opening up for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but I think that I actually enjoyed his performance more than Taylor Swift, to be honest. I was bringing a friend's sister at the time. And then the last time I saw him was down at a local gig here in Waterford in Ireland as well. And I'd go see him every week if I could, to be honest. His music is just really fun. As I said, he always has a guy with him who has this, like, it's kind of like a drum, but it's in a box shape, and he's kind of playing that.
An old style busking kind of percussion.
Yeah. And it's really cool. And he uses, obviously his voice is his biggest instrument, but he has his guitar as well. And this guy then just kind of, going crazy on the box. And it just creates this really nice rhythm, this really good sound. He gets everybody involved in his music, which I really, really like. My favorite song of his is Jigsaw. It's so, so good. It's one of definitely my favorite songs of all times. But I love the fact that he has different kind of levels of his sound. He has music that can really relax you. And, let's say if you're just trying to wind down the evening, you can find a song from Ryan Sheridan that can make you feel relaxed. Equally, though, if you're in the gym and you're going crazy and you're trying to get that adrenaline run, you can also find songs from him that just get you going in regards to just keeping you kind of up to that heart rate and that pace, which is really, really cool. His music has developed with him. It has definitely, you can see that he's gotten more confident with his kind of just with his art in general. But one thing that I did notice, I got to personally meet him twice. Once was up in Dublin all those years ago. And then 2 years ago, I believe, in Waterford. And obviously he has become quite a lot more famous in that time. He has quite a lot of followers on his YouTube. He does regular gigs and everything. But one thing I noticed was that he is still as friendly and as nice from that day one as he is now. It doesn't seem to have changed his personality whatsoever. The fame doesn't seem to have gone to his head in any way, shape or form, which I really admire. Because, I think that that's quite important. I've met a couple of people in the past, and to be honest, fame seemed to have kind of made them jerks.
Fair enough. It's definitely he's kind of a songwriter and singer that I hadn't heard of before. You had brought him up before, and I was like, okay, I might like him or this. You were just telling me another day about how much you like him and all this, and you, as you said, you put on one of his songs and I was like, okay, this is kind of a slow, relaxed song. I was like, I don't know if I'd be listening to him constantly because I'm not going to be listening to that kind of style. And you're like, well, he has a wider range than that.
Yes.
And then it just went from like there to there, and like he has a bunch of singles out there. He has, I think, he has 2 albums out and a couple of EPs, but it seems like he doesn't lock himself down to a specific genre, or not even a genre, but even a specific style.
Yeah.
Genre would probably be too strong a word. He has a genre, but it's more his style. He allows himself to kind of flow in that.
Yeah, he apparently his genre, according to Google, is pop rock. But I don't know.
Agree with that?
I don't know if I really would, to be honest. I feel that he has a very kind of large range when it comes to his songs. I have, and I hope that if he ever hears this, he's not insulted by my opinion, but I feel that there's like a rock, a pop, also a little bit of a country style, but as well as that there is a kind of a jazzy feel to it as well, that he kind of brings these different elements into his singing.
Okay.
So I feel that there is a song out there by him for everyone. It's his kind of music makes me want to get up and dance and have fun. But most of all, it makes me happy. It's kind of my guilty pleasure, but without me having to feel guilty about it.
Just feel good music.
Yeah.
It's just good, feel good music.
100%. If I'm in a bad form and I want to cheer myself up instantly, I'll throw on a Ryan Sheridan song.
That's steadily. Yeah. And as I was looking into it myself more, because we mentioned briefly what artists we were going to be talking about before we started recording, I started looking into Ryan Sheridan, and as I said, like I heard some of his music and I would like it as well. I wouldn't be as big a fan of him as you now, but what I was really surprised about more than anything was the level of touring he does. Like,
yeah.
He, like, for someone who kind of